today's environment with all the politics that's going on, there's a lot of talk, this candidate or that candidate's going to impact like your life. And like what that's going to mean to you. And, for years, for instance, I think I was a kid during the Reagan era. Like I remember, like, is your life any better today? Are you better off today than you were 4 years ago? And I think it's like a really interesting question. Like, how much does like who gets elected in office actually impact like what you do as a citizen today? Like, what impact is it really going to have? And I was talking to some this morning about a living wage and like raising the minimum wage. And truthfully, my conversation was that the really only way to increase the quality of life is through job creation, right? Job creation and scarcity in the workforce drives wages up. And this idea that people can live off of this amount or that amount, like your success should not be predicated on who gets elected into office. Like it should be determined by you. And this is a big challenge, and I think why, for me, like I'm so passionate about entrepreneurism. Like if you're worried that a Democrat's gonna overtax you, work harder. Like don't allow those taxes and how much tax you pay to actually impact your lifestyle. Right? Tax problems are a good problem to have. It's better than the alternative. Like the problem for people is when they don't have a tax problem, when they don't have enough or they're not required to pay taxes because they're not making enough to feed and provide for their family. And for those people on the other side that are concerned about a living wage, like why should you allow your success or your lifestyle or the quality of life or your bank account be predicated on somebody else's belief in your economic viability? And that's why I'm so passionate about entrepreneurism because it doesn't care about any of this stuff. It doesn't care about who's in office, if you're a Democrat or a Republican, if what degree you got or what the standard of living in your community is. All it cares about is your effort and your talent. And if you put forth a steadfast amount of effort and you have, a limited amount of talent, you maximize that, you're going to get paid commensurate with the work that you do. And whether it's straight commission sales or whether it's being an entrepreneur, like you control your destiny. And I think that a lot of people feel like somehow like a political campaign is going to determine their future. Like it's going to impact your life in a dramatic way. Sure, on a global scale it does, right? I mean, how we interact with other nations, and I understand some large corporations, are concerned about tax and everything else, but for a majority of Americans, right, for a majority of people that aren't owning large corporations and aren't multi-billionaires, and we're not really impacted a whole lot by the decisions that are made in Washington, D.C., right? Certainly, I think everybody wants to live in peace. Everybody wants to have food and shelter and, and more services for mental health, and nobody should go without, hungry in this country. But for you as the average American, right, if there is such a thing, like, don't be average. Like, don't allow yourself to be part of the ills that plague society as a whole. Allow yourself to earn the destiny that you deserve, and do so by embracing the talents that God's given you and exhaust them to their fullest potential. Like if you're concerned again about the tax issues, like go work a little harder, become more effective, become more efficient, find another income stream, right? Open a second business, find some other way to contribute to what you're doing. In November, use your right to vote, your conscience, but more importantly, use today, tomorrow, the next day, the day after that, to make the changes in your life that are going to give you control, and not like feel like that if Trump gets elected or if Hillary gets elected that it's going to have some major impact on what you do. It's not.